Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Do We Know Them, episode 358, and our 4-year anniversary.
Woo! Happy anniversary. My God, we've been together a long time, honey.
I know. It's a serious relationship. I mean, technically,
this is crazy.
I guess we've already passed the 4-year for you guys, but we are filming this on our 4-year anniversary, and we're going to pretend like that was planned, but it was more that we forgot.
We definitely didn't miss it because we pre-filmed and didn't realize what day that pre-filming would fall on, which was literally our anniversary. It fell on, I mean, whatever, you know?
Yeah. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first ever episode of our brand new podcast, Do We Know Them? I'm Lily Marston.
And I'm Jessi Smiles.
And we're so excited. We're actually doing it. This is our podcast.
That sounded so official. Yeah, we actually did it. The two people that probably should not have a podcast, like there's nobody that should have a podcast less than us.
But to celebrate, if you haven't noticed, we have been dropping a few teasers here and there. But you guys...
Not the wannabe Taylor Swifts. We've literally just been dropping well, we haven't dropped anything. We've just been wearing it. So,
it's been pretty obvious.
That's it.
But the text is very small. So you guys have been wanting merch for 4 years now.
Literally,
and we still have not gotten it together and figured out like clothing merch. But it started basically, I texted Jessi and was like, I have an idea. And it wasn't a very original idea. I think actually probably one of you guys suggested. But it was to do a hat that says allegedly in our opinion, because that feels very synonymous with our show now. But then I realized that the 4-year anniversary was coming up and I was like, I have an idea. 4 hats for 4 years.
And then I was like, we haven't even been able to come up with 1 hat. Now you want to do 4? But then it just started flowing right out of us. And then we came up with a design that I came up with. We're going to, show you them all right now. But like I did 1, Lily did 1, and then we did 2. And it was very nice. I mean, design is a stretch. It's just like phrases.
It's just
of
phrases,
the show. You know what I mean?
No, for sure. It was supposed to be like, there's going to be a Lily hat, a Jessi hat, and then 2 that are just like show general hats.
Exactly.
So we have the other girl, which is what I'm wearing right now. And it's in the maroon because it felt appropriate because, Dr. Pepper.
Oh, I didn't even gather that.
Yeah.
Slay.
And then you're not wearing yours. You're wearing literally just a girly.
I'm wearing literally just a girly, which is my second favorite next to my hat because truly I have worn this so many times and I find myself just reaching for it because when you're making merch, especially for a podcast, the instinct so often is to be like, okay, I guess DWKT hats, like what else are we going to do? You know what I mean? But this feels like such a universal thing that you could even like give to a friend that doesn't even watch the show and like they're just literally just a girly, you know what I mean?
Exactly. And like, it's not that I think people wouldn't like DWKT hats and it's not that the people that watch the show wouldn't want to wear it. But yeah, like if you're wearing it and someone asks you what it is, then it's like, oh, it's my favorite podcast. Like, no, I'd rather just have a hat that like, no one has to ask questions about. That one's the like kind of hero show hat because, the girlies. That actually I was inspired because I got that hat for Coachella that was literally just a girl. And it was like, oh my God, girly, that'd be perfect.
We've been wanting to do a girly thing that isn't like tacky, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like we wanted it to be cute. And I really think that this nailed it. I love wearing this hat. Mine says great day to slay, which I think really embodies me as just a person. It was so funny. Abby was here the other day and she saw it on my couch and she goes, oh my God, this is such a cute hat. I go, it's merch. That's like literally all I could want is somebody that I know actually liking a hat and not knowing that it's merch.
I forgot who it was. I think it might have been my friend Alyssa, who I was just in Chicago with. I like sent all the pictures and they said that was their favorite one.
Oh my God, I'm so honored, honestly. But yeah, that's like a tan color, creamy.
Khaki.
It goes with a lot of things. Yeah, a lot of people, it was so funny. It was actually our Joshua David Evans video that fell on when we wanted to wear them for the first time. So I had told Lily, I'm like, why don't we just start wearing them, but we don't say anything?
And she's like, that's funny. I like
sneaky.
that.
I like it. Yeah, and it was just like the time to do it. I was like, girl, like we're about to launch. Like we have to start wearing them now. And I'm like, unfortunate it's this video, but but people started zooming in and they're like, I think this might be merch. And then when I wore this one, they knew it was merch because they're like, it says girly. There's no fucking way that's not
same
merch.
with I think I wore the allegedly in our opinion one. And it's like, I don't think that hat exists.
Exactly.
Yeah. So at least unless something has gone terribly, terribly wrong, they are officially for sale right now. And
I'm so excited.
I'm going to have the link in the description. If all goes according to plan, you should also just be able to go to doweknowthem.com and you can shop them there and you can get one.
Official.
You can get all 4.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
I know.
Please, if you do get it, when you get it, if you could take some pictures, DM us, send it to us somehow, some way. I really want to see it.
I do too. My mom said she was going to buy them.
Oh my God, I love that. No, but truly, it's just a fun way, to like look cute and represent the girlies. You know what I mean? I love that. By the way, it does not say do we know them anywhere, not even on the back of the hat.
No.
So that is like just for our first launch. We're not saying that's going to be the same thing when we launch clothes. We might explore, you know, a little bit more like show branding with it, but we just felt like this was the right move. Like just some inside jokes with the girlies for the first drop.
In general, we've been so hesitant to do merch, not just because we're like lazy pieces of shit. I feel like that's what most people probably think, but we've just been like really like, we don't want to just put anything out, and we weren't like totally positive what we wanted. Like we'd go a few directions and then be like, maybe not. So,
and I will say the quality of merch and like finding a place that can fulfill it and stuff, that's all its own battle too. That has definitely inhibited us from like, you know, putting forth more merch, but
we're also really picky about fabrics and stuff.
Exactly. Yeah. But I'm also super picky about ball caps in specific. I hate when they have like too much room up top. I like for it to fit like nicely, like a good ball cap. I don't like it to be like too structured on top either, where it like looks weird. This is the perfect ball cap.
It's like
I'm
a dad
telling you
cap.
right now. I love it. It is. It's perfect. Yeah, it's summertime. Protect your face. Come on. Represent the girlies and protect your face.
And I will say, they also are, they're made to order. They take like 3 to 7 days to ship, depending on where you are, which is, I mean, longer than like Amazon, obviously. But it doesn't take forever. Yeah. It's just like a little longer.
No.
Because they have to make them.
Exactly. But anyway, wow, what a slay. Thank you guys. If you've been here, however long you've been here, honestly, we're just happy you are. And we're very grateful. And wow, 4 years. I actually can't believe that. Like when we're saying the word.
No, my brain can't quantify that. It's like, what do you mean?
We've done something for 4 years consistently. What a slay.
I mean, I think I was at Clever 8 years, but I'm like, the fact that we're even half of that, like that feels like it was an entire lifetime. So,
no, truly,
we've really come a long way. I'm so proud of us.
Me too.
Thanks
but anyway,
for coming
guys,
along for
we
the
do have a
girlies.
show for you.
Yes, we do have a show.
Yes, thank you. We do have a show though. Shall we? Because wow, we actually have 2 topics. Yes, but in each topic, I feel like there's like legs. You know what I mean? Like we can explore the legs. We can leave the legs alone. We'll figure that out when we get there. But the first topic is something we've been tagged in relentlessly, and that is Charlotte Tilbury and the Nina Poole drama. But basically what it really is Charlotte Tilbury getting roasted on the internet for saying that dupes dupe the consumer and basically demonizing dupes. And people aren't about that, especially in this economy. So I think the best way to go about this is to watch the interview that lit everyone's ass on fire on the internet.
I'm kind of almost surprised. Like, I get why people would want dupes, obviously, because they're cheaper. But I also feel like people are so adamant about intellectual property and stuff that I'm almost kind of surprised that that would be.
No. People love makeup dupes. And I have this entire article, one of the legs, where it's not really an article, but it's like exploring the copyright kind of factor of makeup and how enforceable it really is, because it's kind of giving recipes a little bit.
Well, it's more patents than anything else, I think, right?
Yeah, but like formulas and stuff, like if somebody doesn't have the exact packaging and it's just like laid out in the same way and it's a different formula, but it's like kind of, I don't know, it's a trickier genre to like explore. I feel like it's not the same as like music or movies or something that's so easy to prove that that's your intellectual property.
It also, I guess, is because it's like Charlotte Tilbury is obviously like a huge brand. If a smaller brand was having dupes made that felt like they were copying, I wonder if people would feel the same way.
That's a good point. I don't know that they would. I've actually seen the tides shift a little bit on that throughout the years, because I definitely like, I'm not super following the makeup space, but just because I love makeup, like I always see kind of what's going on. And I definitely remember a time when people, it's not that they didn't like dupes, but they would come for people that would try, like brands like Revolution Beauty, that's like a big one that does dupes. They would come for places like that and just be like, wow, you're really just ripping off places. I remember Manny MUA, he goes online all the time now and talks about dupes and dupes and dupes. But there was a time when he came on the internet and was like bitching about people trying to dupe his brand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, that's why I feel like I'm kind of surprised that there would have been such like a visceral reaction from people, because I feel like I've seen the opposite.
I get that point of view for sure. I think that it's a mixture of things. And I think that one of the major points of it is obviously the economic crisis and people not able to afford fucking Pillow Talk lipstick right now.
Yeah, if it's such a high price point, then it's like, yeah, give us something that's the same thing.
And does
cheaper.
it have to be is a big question too. A lot of people are like, okay, you're saying this is an amazing formula. We're going to watch the interview because she does say that, like basically like, you're not going to get the same effect that you're going to get from my products, but people disagree with that. They say, well, I have a dupe that I like better than your products, you know? So
like,
it's layered.
Let the products speak for themselves.
True.
When you dupe the consumer. That's not the quality and formula that you're going to get these amazing performance that empowers people to look and feel that way. So if you can do it, try, baby, try, darling. It's on. The game is on. But I have not seen it yet.
In a time where people don't have that much money and they think they can get a sort of Charlotte Tilbury-esque look for a fraction of the price, why wouldn't they buy that product?
Because you just said it. an esque look. It's not Charlotte Tilbury, and it's not the product, and it's not performing the way that my products do. I have looked at those dupes and they do not. So by the way, if I could do them for those prices, I would.
So people don't believe that because here's the thing.
She is
And
pretty
Nina Poole,
pricey.
if you don't know who Nina Poole is the dupe queen. So like she talks a lot about how like she's autistic, and one of her special interests is comparing ingredients and like knowing what could be a dupe of another thing. And that's made her super big online. I mean, she has duped almost everything, a ton of skincare, and usually it's a lot cheaper, a fraction of the cost of the things she's talking about. So people really like Nina. So when this happened, Nina was like, hold on a second, this isn't right. Like you're demonizing dupes as if they're not, like there's no chance in hell they're gonna perform as well. And they straight up just do.
And I do feel like, I mean, I don't know off the top of my head, don't have like an example, but I feel like there are some products that it's like you do try a dupe or something similar and it's like, okay, well, it's not really the same. Like I understand why.
For sure, 100%.
Yeah.
But there's also some that aren't
Exactly.
like that.
Yeah.
Like I can think of a few that definitely hold up to it. And there's a lot of people, we have some examples of people who are showing the dupes for Charlotte Tilbury and being like, this performs better. Like it's actually your product, but better. So it depends too on so many things, which I don't like Charlotte's oversimplification of it. Maybe she's just trying to communicate that like quickly.
Yeah.
But like skin types are different. Like straight up a dupe could work better on someone just because that's their skin.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I
it's
mean?
not
Like
just
it's just
the
the way their skin
ingredients.
reacts to it.
Well, and probably isn't the case for this, but like, didn't it come out that Lip Kits by Kylie, that her formula, she had like basically white labeled ColourPop.
Yeah.
So it was like the exact same thing. So it was just like upcharging, but it was the exact same formula.
Yeah, you definitely see things like that all the time. And Nina discovers, because all of the manufacturers that Charlotte Tilbury uses are public. And so Nina discovers that and then discovers what other brands are made in the same factories. Because a lot of times too, when people talk like this, consumers will genuinely start believing like, oh, it must just be a better product
Yeah.
made in a better facility with better ingredients. And that's not always the case.
Yeah, in reality, they're just banking on you not realizing that it's the exact same people making it.
A lot of times, the most expensive thing in makeup will be the component it comes in.
Yeah.
So it's like if you just get less fancy packaging, you can, charge a fraction of the price. So there's so many different
Especially
elements to
with
it.
these economic times, like people are like, fine, don't put it in a package. Like I'll just take the product.
Literally put it in a pile of shit and I don't care. If it works, it works.
Yeah.
But this is Nina addressing this.
Charlotte Tilbury continues to get on the internet. She has a very arrogant air about her.
When you dupe the consumer.
Certain documents, like bills of landing, are public information in the United States. So through a little bit of digging, I was able to find out who Charlotte Tilbury's manufacturers are for certain products. One of those products being a lip liner pencil, the Lip Cheat. Now, if you didn't know this, a manufacturer called Schwan is one of the leading manufacturers for lip liners. Here is direct proof that Charlotte Tilbury does, in fact, get their lip liner pencils manufactured by Schwan. I'm going to show you two different brands' lip liners, and I want you to tell me which one is which. Exactly. Oh, but the plot thickens. These lip liners are from Charlotte Tilbury and a brand called Kiko Milano. They are from Italy and they started in 1997. Their lip liner pencils are also manufactured by Schwan, the leading manufacturer of lip liner pencils. These are the Velvet Passion lipsticks by Kiko Milano. And look at the core of this product. These also smell exactly like the Charlotte Tilbury lipsticks. So now that we have the hardcore evidence stating in paperwork, what do you think is worth more? And why do you think that these brands have slightly different ingredients lists? So what I could gather from all of this information and paperwork is they are tweaking these products just a little bit and then tacking on the extra $30 or $40 and telling you that you are the one being duped if you want to purchase anything that is similar to their product. They are also claiming that they are innovative, that they are behind all of the science, and that's what really bothers me, because there are cosmetic chemists that work for these manufacturers that are bright, talented people, but people like Charlotte Tilbury state that they are in fact the ones that are revolutionary. I want to make it abundantly clear that I am not trying to argue with anyone that is a consumer of prestige makeup products. This video is for everyone that's been made to feel less than, that they are never going to experience a prestige beauty brand. Dupe has such a negative connotation to it on the internet. This is the proof that I have been searching for. These products by Kiko Milano are also starting to be carried in the United States. I got all of my products from Amazon. We are not being excluded any longer because of brands like Kiko Milano.
I do see that point of view. When Nina explains it like that, that does make me definitely side a little bit more with a dupe, because I do understand, of course, like if somebody owns a business, and I agree, she's not innovative and like in her kitchen cooking up fucking formulas and shit.
I do think that's
Definitely
always
not.
crazy how much makeup brands act like they personally were like in the lab mixing shit. And I'm like, you don't know
Patrick
shit.
Ta, hello?
Yeah, I'm like, you don't know shit about mixing makeup formulas. Whether or not they got different versions of the product after the formulas were mixed, and it's like, this one has this, or they were like, hey, I want this to be a little more hydrating, and then they adjusted it. Sure, I guess you weighed in, but like, you didn't come up with it.
No. And the thing is that really, no matter how big of a celebrity makeup artist you are, I mean, every person that works with a manufacturer can tour that manufacturing facility, can talk with the cosmetic chemist, can work with the cosmetic chemist and say, hey, I want this to be more glowy. I want this to be more like this. That is the reality of it. But there is a scope in which they work under. Yeah. And like, you're not going to go there and reinvent the wheel. They know what's worked. So you're using them because they know what works.
It's almost like why Jeffree Star like made it such a point to be like, look it, I'm in there making the different color stories and moving things around and like pretending like it's revolutionary that he's like fucking playing Tetris with his different eyeshadow
My fucking
palettes.
favorite clip ever. I'm like, oh. And I'm like, what? He's not doing anything.
Whoa.
But it's like, that's the only thing he can really show that he's doing because he does not make the formulas. Like, he's not the chemist behind it. So I do agree in the sense that, like, yeah, they're not reinventing the wheel. Or even like we saw with the Leaked Labs lipstick lesbian girls, when they were like acting like, we're bringing you these innovative things. And it's like, someone already invented that, shopped it around to a bunch of other brands, and then you're pulling it back off the shelf because no one wanted it. So like, you didn't make that up. Someone else did, and you're taking the credit for it, kind of.
That's such a good point. I feel like that's such a common thing in this industry for some reason, for people to be like, I am the first person to do this. And it's like, like you're maybe the first to like roll the dice and like put your money into it. Exactly.
But you're not the one that came up with it. I would like to see examples, because I feel like there's probably very few of people that actually came up with a concept and then like worked with a chemist to create this thing that had never been done
showed
before.
them fucking drawings of components they came up with a formula they dreamt about that came to them under the starlight. Like, I want to see that, because I think in reality, it's them building upon things that they like offer almost as a menu. Like, that's really all it is.
Before we go any further, we have a word from our sponsor, Honey Love.
Honey Love is one of my favorite sponsors ever because they make my favorite bras to ever exist. The only bras I will wear. I'm wearing one right now. And now they make my favorite sports bras to ever exist as well.
They do have you covered in all categories, and all of their bras are known for being super comfortable because they do not have underwire, which is like the bane of my existence, and I feel like most people's existence.
I don't know why we put up with that for so long. I'm going to be honest.
It's awful. It's just like torture. But yes, as Jessi said, they now also have their Honey Love Cross Flex Activity Bra, and it's definitely different from most sports bras because it still hooks in the back, so you don't have to like struggle to get it over your head, because especially when you're sweaty, not an easy thing to do. Also, it doesn't give you that uniboob look. It actually gives you some good shape. So it's like a real bra, but then just meant for exercise.
Yeah, one of my favorite things about their bras in general is it just has this really smoothing back, so I can wear their bras with any sort of t-shirt, no matter how tight it is, and I don't feel self-conscious about any bulging. Still feel very supportive. Like, it's not loose by any means. And I feel the same way about Honey Love shapewear, because they also make amazing shapewear. It's just so supportive in the areas where you want it to be, but it doesn't suffocate you. You could really tell that Honey Love was created with a woman's body in mind, because I straight up feel like a lot of products for us are just not made with us in mind.
Correct. And I would say that one of the best aspects of their shapewear is that they have a little pee hole that you can like separate the fabric and still go to the bathroom without having to take everything off, because if you've worn shapewear before, you know that that's not a fun experience. It's not a quick one either.
But Honey Love doesn't just make bras and shapewear. They have built a full line of tanks, bodysuits, and underwear that all have that same supportive structure, smoothing fabric, and premium finishes.
And in addition to their sports bra, they have also launched a new crossover contour bra, which features their best-selling wireless crossover bra design, plus built-in light foam pads that give you a little extra support in a beautifully contoured shape.
So treat yourself to the most advanced bras and shapewear on the market and use our exclusive link to save 20% off Honey Love at honeylove.com/DWKT.
That's honeylove.com/DWKT, and you'll get 20% off. And after you check out, they're going to ask you how you heard about them, and you're going to tell them the Girlies sent you.
And thank you so much to Honey Love for being an amazing sponsor of this podcast. And what I found interesting about all of this is that this isn't the first time Charlotte Tilbury has ever said anything like this. I just don't think people really pay attention to Charlotte Tilbury.
I didn't know what she looked like until we saw this video.
Right. Yeah, I feel like I did because obviously like I don't know, I just love makeup, but like most people wouldn't, and she's definitely face forward in her brand, but also not in the way that she's like a fucking influencer you're gonna see every day. But she has not shied away from this opinion for years now. Like legitimately, we have so many things to cover just from like 2024 to now, where she has always been against dupes and has always spoken up against it since the beginning.
And it's interesting because you said that she has been the kind of person, like we've talked in our many trademark and copyright stuff as of late, we've had a lot of episodes, but that like trademarks are, for example, like only as good as you enforce them to be. Like you could have the trademark and it could be worthless because you don't actually go after anyone that's using it. But it's interesting in that interview clip because she says like, if you want to try and dupe it, then like go for it. But it's like, can you go for it?
That's true. Wait, actually, that is true because she has fully sued Aldi and won over a fucking copyright situation.
So like she's not saying
don't
try
go for
it.
it too hard.
And she's acting like she's saying you can't do it because you wouldn't be able to come up with the same formula. But she's actually also like, and I'll sue you.
I'm going to play a small clip from a podcast she went on that's called Shameless. And it's called In Conversation Charlotte Tilbury. And this happened a long time ago, July 4th, 2025. So a year ago now. But nobody, I mean, it's also like, I don't know how popular this podcast is. I'm not like, I don't know. But it definitely is very much the same shit. She even just elaborates on it further.
Okay.
Really interesting to me. There's a lot that's been said about dupe culture in recent years. And I think it's probably very helpful for consumers to understand how long it takes to formulate products. And I want to know, Charlotte Tilbury, the brand, has been kind of the center of conversations about dupe culture.
Yes.
And I want to know how you feel about it.
I feel, so for me, I go back to the product is king, innovation is everything. But I care more than anything about my consumers. And when you talk about, has Charlotte Tilbury become a movement? Why has this brand done so well in the last 12 years? For me, it's about empowering the consumer and making them look and feel great. When I look at some of the dupes out there, I'm just like, sorry, I get really upset. I get really upset as a creative, as that I want to empower the consumer. When I have seen with my expert eye and tested with my scientists, those products will dehydrate your skin and literally, they do everything I didn't dream for them to do.
I feel like that's a bit of an overstatement. Like, yes, can a dupe work worse?
Yeah,
sure, that could happen.
But again, I think that's also up to the consumer to decide whether it works or not. And then like, it's not like they're getting it.
And if you're buying a dupe, you're not buying.
Exactly. They're not going, oh, here's my dupe that I just bought. Damn you, Charlotte Tilbury. Like, no, you didn't buy Charlotte Tilbury. So it's not degrading your
product. I think that most consumers understand when they're buying a dupe that it's not the product. And what's interesting is that she goes on to say now in a second that essentially them having a negative experience with the dupe will cause them to have a negative outlook on that product as a whole.
That is not true.
And I don't get that.
If anything, I feel like that would help you because then they would want to go buy the actual product.
Yeah, they'd be like, oh, I have to get the real thing, I guess. Yeah.
Well, I wanted it to kind of like smooth and not sit in any lines or pores or dehydrate your skin or steal from your skincare that you had on beforehand. Or, that for me was like, no, that's not what I want to do. And when you do that, duping is not, I own my formulas. I own the IP. I own the technology of my formulas. When people try to duping is basically literally trying to sell people something that it doesn't do what it does. They're duping the consumer. And by duping the consumer, when the consumer goes to put it on their face, they see like, maybe they've never worn a glow before and they look spackled or crackled or drying or it's sitting in their lines and pores and doing everything that I never wanted Hollywood Flawless Filter to do. And show up the texture in your skin, the opposite to what I created it for, which is when I was at the Oscars, to blur and smooth and make people look, again, like they're walking around with a Paris Instagram filter on their face. I get really upset for the consumer because I'm just like, what I am known for is I've been named by a lot of the retailers as a white knight because I've grown the beauty industry and grown the makeup category. But to people who weren't even using it before. And when people dupe someone trying to do a packaging that looks a bad version of trying to kind of dupe them at a glance that it might look similar, but what is inside is not the same.
Okay, how often do you think that actually happens? Somebody gets something because it looks like the same packaging?
Arguments. Like she's saying like, they're going to think the product is the same. And now she's saying it's because of the packaging being the same. No one buys a $10 thing and goes, oh, this is definitely Charlotte Tilbury. It doesn't, like, come on.
I feel like everything she says makes the consumer sound like a fucking idiot. Like, I feel like genuinely she's just like, you're going to dupe the consumers because they're little babies with pee migraines. And it's like, no, I don't think so.
Not the luxurious packaging. It is not the kind of format, and it is not the same bulk. That it is going to perform in that way, it will not. I mean, I think where people are starting to kind of see that and say, you know, like it's starting to come out, like whether it kind of broke out my skin or it kind of dried out my skin or it kind of, you know, or it sat in a kind of crackled way. You're starting to see consumers talk about that. But if they haven't tried the original thing and they try a dupe, and that's what happens, then I think, you know, I feel very upset because it changes the relationship to them feeling empowered with makeup, which is exactly what.
Okay.
She's literally like, I save people's lives, and when they don't use my products, they die. It's like, what are you talking about?
We were just talking earlier about Instacart. It was like, you're acting like a bunch of men are buying this and being like, oh, the packaging is the same, must be Charlotte Tilbury. Like, no, people that are really into makeup aren't buying dupes and thinking it is the exact same product. It has come out, obviously, that like sometimes they are almost the exact same product and they do work well. But like them not working well does not reflect negatively on the brand. Like the people buying it aren't stupid.
Yeah, like I will say, do I think some of these dupes are not just dupes? They're like actually like trying to low-key be that thing? Yes, I think so. Not in the same exact way, but like for instance, with her lawsuit against Aldi's, it was specifically for her Film Star Bronze and Glow palette. It's like this little duo side by side. And Aldi was gonna come out with their Broadway Shape and Glow. So I will say like Film Star, Broadway, like they really did like even the name and stuff.
Yeah.
And it does look very similar. But again, Aldi's was going to be $6.99. Well, no, £6.99. I don't know how you say that in English. $9. I always forget the conversion. But like, yeah, so it was going to be significantly cheaper because hers is $69.
Yeah, no one's buying a $9 palette and thinking that that means that
At
it's Charlotte's.
Aldi's.
Yeah, no. Where everything is Aldi's brand.
Like, what the fuck? The final decision on that lawsuit, it actually was on June 17, 2019, and they granted summary judgment to Aisle-Star, finding that Aldi had infringed Aisle-Star's, who is Charlotte Tilbury, her copyright in the design of the palette and debossed in the powder. The case was heard in the High Court under the shorter trial scheme. I don't know what the hell that means. That sounds like some English stuff happening over there. But
I'm familiar now what summary judgment means, and it means it doesn't actually go to trial. It means that you basically submit all of the evidence and everything you have, and like you give it all to the judge, and the judge decides like if there is beyond a shadow of doubt that like I don't know how it works in the UK because High Court is definitely not the US.
Probably the same, just with an accent.
In the US, it's that the judge decides like beyond a shadow of doubt, no jury would find that this is like, they would not rule in the favor of whoever is on the receiving end of the summary judgment.
There was a lot of back and forth that happens before that, obviously.
Yeah.
But not like a full-on
But also,
trial.
That's for copyright of the design, not for like...
So I think that they did get to bring up, so it says here that essentially the issues she brought up was that the powder had the same like embossing on it. So like those little like...
Yeah, so it's like the
streaks,
artistic like design of it.
Yes. And they got to bring up things like Aldi's advertising slogan is like brands, only cheaper. So like they brought up like basically they're 100% trying to pretend they're me. This wasn't even ever on sale, by the way, at Aldi's. This was all just from when they like displayed it at a trade show, apparently.
Stop it.
Yeah, they never got to sell it in stores. So she like got them real quick.
Well, and it's just funny because again, none of that has to do with the formula.
No, and the thing is like, yeah, somebody could get that and it could suck. I just like do, I guess, have a hard time believing that most people would buy a palette for $6 or $9, whatever.
Tilbury, when everything is like
Think
retailing
it's Charlotte
at like
Tilbury
60,
and
70,
also
$80.
think that that's gonna rock their fucking world.
Yeah.
Like I think most people understand that if you're buying 2 powders for under $10, that it's probably gonna perform a little bit less good than products that are in the $20. Like I'm not even saying dupes are normally bad, but like dupes nowadays, even from like CoverGirl or drugstore brands, are not even that cheap. They're still like $20.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's not like super, super cheap. So if you're getting something for $5, honey, come on. Like you're going to 5 and below and it looks like Charlotte Tilbury, it's probably not going to rock your world, obviously. But it also might.
Right? I'm like, maybe it's actually
might
white
do the
labeled.
job.
It's the
Who
same
knows?
company. Who knows?
Yeah, and when I saw all of this, my first thought was like, is it illegal to dupe something? To purposefully, as a beauty company, say, I want to make something that looks like that product and performs like that product.
I think
that's what I want to do. Like, is that illegal?
If you are copying their exact design copyright, that is like protected.
So I found this law article that says, in discussing beauty dupes, it is important to differentiate between copies of luxury products that are infringing and copies of luxury products that cannot be prevented. Dupes are products that imitate a luxury's good look or feel for a lower price point. For a variety of reasons, beauty products formulas are not often protected by either patent or trade secret. Thus, brands who choose to reverse engineer and replicate these popular products generally do not infringe any form of intellectual protection. So long as companies creating dupes refrain from additionally intentionally copying the protected packaging and branding of the original product, they can create a dupe of the original luxury good that is not infringing. So if Aldi had just not put it with like that same embossed powder in the same component, like they would have been fine.
Slightly different. And if they didn't make the name maybe also like so similar where it's like very obviously trying to copy it.
I will say our researcher checked if it was like the same for the EU, because obviously that's like where Charlotte is. And yeah, it seems like really her design is what she has the most rights over and what she can enforce upon, which is why she can go for people like the Aldi and sure, whatever. But like there's like the elf halo wand thing that is the same as her Hollywood thing, which I think is pretty much the same shit. Like I used to use the elf thing all the time.
Elf is really known for doing a lot of dupes, aren't they?
A lot. Yeah. And technically dupes are allowed because they're not supposed to be like a counterfeit of something. They're not like, hey, you're buying Charlotte here.
If you're selling it, it actually says like Charlotte Tilbury, except for like maybe it's like Charlotte spelled wrong or something.
Just something interesting. Financial Times published on January 29, 2025, an article that was called "Duping is the sincerest form of flattery for Charlotte Tilbury." And this was right around when she launched her Legendary for a Reason collection. And she basically marketed it as undupable. And this was the Hollywood Flawless Filter, which Elf has duped. Like all of these products have been duped, which is what's ironic. Like I know Emco Beauty is a huge dupe brand. It's pretty much like what they advertise themselves as. It's an Australian brand that a lot of influencers work with. And yeah, I've heard a lot of people say that they like the Emco powder more than the Flawless Finish powder. So like, I don't know. There's just a lot of people who have their preferences. And at the end of the day, her Hollywood Flawless Filter being $50 for that bottle, that's a lot of fucking money for this glowy thing that has no coverage. You know what I mean? God bless.
And it's interesting because it does show hers next to Elf. And the difference I think here is that it doesn't look the same. Like Elf isn't trying to trick you into thinking that you're buying.
I think they're very obviously a dupe for it. And they're like embracing that, I guess. But like, yeah, no, they're not trying to trick you. I would argue that the Emco Beauty one tried to copy that a little bit, like the top of it being the same.
Like the ridges and stuff in it. And like there's like I think a similar that's type of logo, but it isn't the same. It's just like
not the same.
Similar. Right. But the one that we looked at earlier was like literally they did copy the exact kind of design.
This was her actually like promoting the Legendary for a Reason.
It's kind of crazy that she was able to trademark Legendary for a reason.
She did?
Yeah, she has, like you'll see when it comes on the screen, it's about to have a TM next to it.
Oh, it's a little TM thing? Oh, interesting.
Hi, darlings. I'm Charlotte Tilbury. I have been a makeup artist for over 30 years, and I have had the privilege and the honor of working with some of the most incredible celebrities and models on some of the biggest red carpets, fashion shows, as well as some of the most iconic magazine covers. 11 years ago, I created my award-winning brand and revolutionized the beauty industry to bottle my beauty secrets and share their confidence-boosting power with everyone everywhere. The whole purpose of my brand is to make you look and feel like the most confident.
I think a major thing that
I feel like she lays it on a little thick.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say I've used Charlotte Tilbury products before, and obviously I don't know anything about makeup, but like I've enjoyed them for sure.
They're not bad.
Yeah,
I'm not saying they're
like
bad
them
at all.
But I also feel like she's leaving out a huge component, and a lot of makeup artists do this that have their own makeup brands, where they act like their makeup is what makes the people look good, and I'm like, or also is it the makeup artist? Because like I feel like even with not great products, a really good makeup artist could like make someone look really good.
Exactly.
So
yeah,
like yes, obviously good products are going to make a huge difference.
Technique
but, like,
is very important as well. And like I do know Charlotte's products, like I can't even think of one off the top of my head except for the Flawless Filter that I didn't see before she made makeup. You know what I mean? Like it's just
the products that I've used from her. I think I used her bronzer for a long time.
The one that you like with the little sponge on that?
No. It was like a powder.
Oh, okay.
But then also she has like that magic cream or whatever. It's like the primer kind of thing. And that even like, I liked it, but it wasn't like, oh my God, my face has changed.
She disagrees, Lily. You need it. You need it or else you're not going to feel empowered. You're not going to feel confident.
The
empowered
and you're not comments,
good, so.
I'm like, okay, we get it.
I hate that.
It's
no,
like,
I actually hate that
that's
because
what makeup
like,
in general is
as
for.
consumers, you shouldn't feel like makeup. First of all, that's like a necessity for you to feel like confident and good. I mean, I guess I understand like makeup making you feel confident. It certainly makes me feel confident.
Yeah.
But I just feel like she paints it as it's not makeup that's doing that. It's her makeup that's doing
exactly.
that.
It's like, I think
And
that's
like,
pretty much like
makeup
a
in general
blanket
does
statement
that.
for all makeup.
There's been so many creators. We don't really have to watch that, but like there's been a lot of creators that have done half face of Charlotte Tilbury, half face of the dupes.
Love that.
I know Shelby on TikTok. I think it's Shelby Ann. Really love her. She does her makeup. She's a makeup artist on TikTok. And her whole thing is duping. Like that's her whole, like she loves to do affordable makeup and all that stuff. And like she commented on this as well. A lot of makeup artists have weighed in. Everyone has the same opinion of like, don't make people, especially right now in these hard times, feel like the only way they can feel good about themselves is buying a $40 foundation, $50 flawless filter, $60. Like it's just, nobody can do that right now. So like maybe don't. There's a couple comments here that I think embody how everyone feels. Someone said, I don't know why Charlotte, is saying you, quote, dupe the consumer. As a consumer, I am making the informed and conscious decision to purchase a very similar product. I am not being duped. And like, I agree with that. I think that's the majority of people.
I'm like, not trying to shit on men, but it's like giving like when you show a guy like a few different shirts and you're like, what color is the best? And he's like, aren't those all the same color?
Yeah.
Like
yes,
that's
exactly.
what she's making it seem like people are like doing when they're buying makeup. And I'm like, that's absolutely not the case.
Someone else says, I hate this new trend of hating on dupes all of a sudden. I'm sorry I want to pay my water bill and have decent quality makeup at an affordable price. I know, the audacity I have. And it's like, yeah, she is kind of demonizing, although she's technically demonizing the companies that are doing the dupes, she's also demonizing the consumer. Because it's like, again, you guys have pea brains. You don't know, but my makeup is so good and you don't know.
Exactly. And where I stand on it is that, again, if you're copying the design and the copyrighted, like how it's presented, sure. If you want to enforce your copyright, that's fine. But not making similar products that like no one is mistaking for yours, like calm down.
Yeah. Before we continue, we really quickly want to thank our next sponsor, and that's Article.
Article offers a curated range of mid-century modern, coastal, and Scandinavian-inspired pieces that not only shine on their own, but pair seamlessly with pretty much any other Article product. You can scroll through their website, and everything is super cute, but it all also can go together and can also fit in with your existing decor if you're just getting a few extra pieces.
Yeah, I've gotten a few furniture pieces from Article, and wow, truly the quality is amazing. I've said this so many times, but like when I first touched an Article piece, I was like, wow, that's real wood. I didn't know they make that. Everything else I have was like particle board, compressed wood, and the products that I have gotten have held up so well. And in my house, that is pretty good test. My kids really put my furniture through it. And I also have their outdoor coffee table that gets rained on like every other day here in Georgia, and it is just as good as the day I got it. Amazing.
And they offer fast, affordable shipping across the US and Canada. And they also have options for professional assembly and a white glove experience if you don't want to put together stuff yourself or have to even just like carry it into the right room, because especially if you live alone like me, that can be quite the task.
True, but even if you don't do the white glove service, most of their items come mostly assembled, so it's super easy to put together regardless, but it is nice to have that option for sure.
And if you have a question or want some help with your design choices, their customer care team is available 7 days a week, and they also offer free interior design services to help you get your home just right.
And Article also has a 30-day satisfaction guarantee so that you can shop with confidence, knowing that if you don't completely love your new furniture, you can just return it, which is really nice to have that peace of mind when it comes to furniture, because you don't know until it's in your space how it's going to feel, you know?
It's true. And right now, Article is offering our listeners $50 off your first purchase of $100 or more. All you have to do to claim it is go to article.com/DWKT, and the discount will be automatically applied at checkout.
Again, that's article.com/DWKT for $50 off your first purchase of $100 or more. And thank you so much to Article for being an amazing sponsor of this podcast. Now, Nina did recently post this TikTok. I think she did yesterday, actually.
Hello. Some people seem to be a little bit lost, so I'm going to print the MapQuest directions and lead you back to what the whole point of that last video was. I'd also be lying if I said that I didn't think that that video was going to be met with a lot of disagreement and disbelief and being put underneath a microscope, so I'm here to clear some things up about the Charlotte Tilbury video. Here's the point of said video. There are a lot of high-end brands that are affordable, that are being produced in the same factories as designer, luxury, prestige brands. Just because something is a dupe or an affordable makeup brand doesn't mean that it's being produced or made in a facility that is considered dangerous or with crappy ingredients, but that a lot of these formulas have the same base ingredients and have very wonderfully talented cosmetic chemists and reputable manufacturers. That's where they're being made alongside high-end designer. Are the cosmetic ingredients different? Yes. If you watch the video to the end, I said that they tweak said formulas and they make them custom for places, right? But we do know that things are being made by Gotha and Intercoast and Schwan for
So I'm assuming what people were coming at her for
is like they're not the same formulas.
Yeah, like it's not the same thing. And she's like, yeah, no, I know. But like
her point is they're adding maybe additional ingredients, but they're not really changing the overall like composition of the formula. So it's like, yeah, they threw in a few extra things that don't really make a huge difference, but the base formula is pretty much the same.
Exactly. Now, Nina has spoken about how she's going to do a deep dive on the dupes at a later time. So she does this a lot. She just recently did it with MAC, where she got like a shit ton of MAC products and just like rapid fire, like these are the dupes for these products, you know? So I don't know if that's going to be what she's going to do, or she's going to like actually dive into manufacturers and
she
all that
becomes
shit.
a chemist and like dissects all the products.
Yeah. At this time, Charlotte has not responded. And I assume she's just going to have that same take and just kind of keep going on about it. I think that at this current time, it's a little, I feel like it's not going to sit well with people if she continues. You know what I mean? Like people are pretty overwhelmingly saying like, if they're not copying you and it's just a similar product that we can get for a more accessible price, then can you just let it fucking be?
Yeah.
Like actually.
Exactly.
Which it seems like she has no choice.
Well, and
so she's going to let it be.
Something tells me Charlotte Tilbury is not going to be responding to Nina Poole directly.
Exactly.
Because she probably feels like she's too good for that.
Yeah. But anyway, moving on to our second topic. Okay, so we're going to be talking about Yuyi Chua, and I'm really sorry if I'm fucking up with that name, and Sierra Boyd. Those are the main people we're going to be talking about. But again, this topic has legs. We might, take a look at those legs. We might not. Let's see what we get to.
When I glanced at it, I saw the name Sierra. I thought it was going to be that girl Sierra Mist who convinced everyone that that's like why Sierra Mist, the soda, changed their name.
She's done a lot of weird shit on the internet. I prefer not to think about her ever, actually.
I'm glad that's not her.
Oh my God. But Sierra, this Sierra is not Sierra Mist.
Correct.
She is a clothes designer. So she creates like these really unique clothing pieces. And Yuyi reached out to Sierra because she was going to go to a World Cup game. So I don't know if you know this. It's a very unfortunate reality in my household right now. But the fucking World Cup is going on and it's taking over my life.
I have seen that on TikTok quite a bit, yes.
Oh, brother. I really just don't like soccer. It's so, and then when they make the goal, they're just screaming for 5 hours. And I'm like, I don't like it.
I haven't gone on like a ton of brand trips, but like I've gone on some pretty cool ones. For Secret Deodorant, they sent us to Paris and we got to go to the World Cup game. This was in 2019.
I'm not telling Nassim that. He'll
literally. We were sitting, I brought Jocelyn and it's like me, Jocelyn, Megan. We are watching this World Cup game. There's like a TV in front of us also playing the game and also the field is right there. But I just remember looking over at Jocelyn going, have you ever been to a soccer game before? Jocelyn's like,
that's crazy.
No, I'm like, me either.
There's actually people that would have sold their liver.
I know.
To be there.
I felt like guilty. And then we also got to like play soccer with World Cup champions from the past.
Oh, and I bet you don't even know which ones.
Nope, I don't. But it was very fun. Great
and in
trip.
Paris,
Loved
I can't tell nothing.
It was insane.
I can't. Well, anyway, Yuyi, I don't know if she got invited. She might have. She has like 440, I think, 1,000 followers on TikTok. So she has a pretty decent following.
I'm dying at her egg bikini.
Yeah. So I wanted to show this because like she is no stranger to custom outfits. Okay. Yeah. Like she definitely experiments. The fried egg nipple covers, because I don't even think that's a bikini mama, are very interesting. Some of the other pieces she's worn are cute, like that butterfly top. And it's very up Sierra's alley. Like Sierra definitely creates like really interesting pieces that are custom. So Yuyi decided to reach out. And the only reason I found out about any of this is because Sierra came up on my For You page first. So that's the order I'm going to watch it in. Although what actually happened first is Yuyi showed the outfit that Sierra made for her. And that pissed off Sierra so much that she decided to make this video. But I really want to take you, on the authentic Jessi journey. So let's watch the call out video.
Okay.
By the way, on screen it says Yuyi Chua paid me to make this skirt, then told people she designed it.
I've actually invented something. This is a skirt made out of soccer balls. I've never seen anything like it, so I brought it to life. Let's style soccer.
So yeah, a lot of you guys have been sending me content about how Yuyi is a content stealer and a gaslighter. And since this situation with the skirt that I made her is already a conversation, I just thought I would clear everything up and tell you guys what happened from my perspective. So anyways, a couple weeks ago, she hit me up like...
Okay, so let's read these. Yuyi, it looks like a text. So she texted Sierra and said, "Hey Sierra, this is Yuyi. I've already gotten my outfit for the first World Cup game I'm attending sorted, but I'm planning on attending another one in early July that I would need a piece by late June for. Would love to know whether you're open to a collaboration where I create a tagged reel in exchange for a top made out of soccer balls."
Like, hey, like I want a soccer ball skirt made for the World Cup. And I'm like, oh yeah, no problem. I already had soccer balls on hand because I was already planning on doing some stuff for the World Cup, but she was the first person to hit me up about a commission. So initially she asked me if I would do the collaboration for free, which I don't do collaborations. I get paid anytime I put my foot on that pedal.
Yeah, that's a lot of work.
And obviously she's like, yeah, well, if I pay you, I just wouldn't be tagging or promoting the paid product.
Okay, so this is important here. So she clarifies and says, looking to stay within $200.
Okay. For a custom outfit that you're making from scratch out of soccer balls? That's
out of soccer balls? Do you know how not pliable that shit is? Like, are
that's
you joking?
Not an easy thing.
And then she goes on to say, just to clarify, are you open to a collaboration? If not, would still be interested in purchasing from you as long as it's under $200. I just wouldn't be tagging / promoting as I'll have paid for the product, which in general, I do understand that to an extent.
You're not paying for the promotion. They bought the product. It's theirs to do what they want with it. But
yeah,
especially when it's a custom thing like that, I feel like just out of like consideration for the,
I agree.
Like as an
I
artist,
think people would
kind of
ask
situation.
anyway. Like I think people would be like, "Where'd you get that?" Like,
yeah, like wouldn't you want to like
piece.
give her that promotion if she did a great job? And then,
I would, no, for sure. But also, I do feel like if you're getting it for $200, like I would do it.
That's
anyway,
already a discount.
Like, oh my god, yeah.
Well, almost. I feel like if not just for selfish reasons, like wouldn't you think she'd maybe want to tag her, give her the promotion, so then in the future, if she wants something, she could like maybe get a little bit of a deal.
Right.
That was the deal. To be honest, I really don't give a fuck. Like, first of all, I get tagged by like A-list celebrities like Doja Cat, babes. Like, there's nothing that
she's no shortage of clients on the list.
That, like, I didn't get paid like what I was worth and got tagged. So there's really nothing anybody could tell me to make me settle, you know? But obviously, she was like $200. Now, like I said, I was very eager to do something for the World Cup. So normally my minimum is 1,000, but I was like, you know what? We can do 250.
Wow. That's insane already.
Right?
Like that's just because like artistically she thought it would be fun to do something for the World Cup.
Yeah. But then also just in general, like that is so much lower than her fucking rate. And Yui knows that. Like I feel like the 200 ballpark is bullshit.
No, it's kind of a slap in the face.
Yeah. And I mean, because she does show like outfits, whether she's literally stealing content about other people's outfits or she's showing her own, that is a big part of her content. So like Sierra did know she was going to show it off regardless. And I feel like maybe she was also thinking what we're thinking, which is like, she'll probably tag me anyway.
Yeah.
Like it's not, you know what I mean?
Well, or
like
she
it's just
like,
common decency.
Because I've done like graphics or like design things for people in the past, just like for friends even, or like for freelance stuff.
Yeah.
And like I've definitely accepted less money because I just thought it would be a fun product to work on. And it would be like, oh,
yeah,
that'd be fun. Yeah, I'd love to do that. It doesn't mean that it didn't take me a long time or that I didn't put a lot of effort into it or that I was expecting something else out of it. It was just like, I had the
nice
time
to do a
and I was
passion
like,
project sometimes.
Exactly. It would just be fun to do.
Yeah.
Mind you, even if somebody doesn't tag me, I'm still going to post it on my own platform.
Yeah,
anyway.
you made it.
I'm looking. And her original caption said, I designed this skirt. And then, mind you, I was also looking in the comments and people were asking her where she got the skirt from. And she said she made it.
Shut the fuck up. I definitely missed that the first time I watched it. I definitely missed that. So not only did you design it, you also made it.
Because also I think there's a difference. Like she does ask her to make a skirt out of soccer balls. So she did have the idea. Like it wasn't like...
She had a vague idea. Sure. Yeah.
But it's that she like commissioned the skirt to be made. But that doesn't mean
but there's a big difference between like an idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. There's a huge difference between thinking of something. Like I could think of, I want a skirt made out of the fucking fabric on this chair.
But you don't know how
I don't know
actually
logistically what that's going to take.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, no, that's full of shit.
And guys, that's where the issue started. And just to be clear with everybody, I am not claiming to be the inventor of soccer skirts. First of all, I had a job. I got commissioned. A lot of times, like people will tell me they want something made or send me inspiration photos. In this case, she did not send me an inspiration photo. She just said she wanted a skirt made out of soccer balls. So literally my issue is that she was telling everybody that she designed
That's
it.
different
Mind
than commissioning
you,
something,
on Instagram. After everybody was at her neck, she changed the caption, says she ideated it or whatever the fuck. Basically, it's like gaslighting everybody in the comments. Like, y'all, she was basically telling people she paid hundreds of dollars.
Oh God. Okay.
Oh my God. And then
so here we have her replying to a comment.
Yeah.
And it says, this video is a collaboration with Haram with Sugar, who sent me the top. On the other hand, I paid for the skirt as a normal paying customer, and Sierra explicitly told me that she was good with me not tagging, given that I paid hundreds of dollars.
Okay.
Bitch, two.
Yeah, I was like hundreds. Okay, come on.
It would be more accurate to say a couple hundred, I think. Given that I paid hundreds of dollars for her to make it for me, are y'all obligated to literally advertise the clothing you buy? You're not. The issue is my wording, which I clarified in my pinned comment. The issue is not just your wording, Yuyi. The issue is your past. You have been called out so many times, which we have evidence of, which I guess we're going to get into those legs.
Well, And the wording, like, she knew what she was doing. Like, this wasn't
Of
like an
course she
accident.
did. She shamelessly has stolen from so many content creators. And I mean, I'm talking like, we thought Emery was bad with the hat.
Oh, okay.
Imagine if Emery went on to do it every fucking time. Like, she does it to a million different creators. She just doesn't care. She just copies people frame
like
for frame.
word for word,
Like, that is
like-
what Yuyi does. Yes, word for word, frame for frame, outfit for outfit. Like, she copies people. That's the only way she makes content.
And also, still not tagging Sierra.
Exactly. No, this would piss me off too, because like, if you actually were in the comments, I don't know, we don't see the proof of that, but like, if she was in the comments being like, I made it, like, that
No,
would
that's
make me
fucking
upset.
crazy.
You don't need to tag
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
But like, you didn't fucking make that.
Telling people she paid hundreds of dollars for the skirt. Babes, $250.
Yeah, I would.
Like, to be honest, I
like
wiped
it's
my ass.
$800 or
And
something.
to me, this whole thing just feels so out of touch, because it's like, you're in a $75,000 soccer suite for the World Cup. You're telling people to do shit for free / offering people $200 when I'm sure you got paid to be there. And it's like, I don't know if y'all are being cheap. I don't know if y'all are just broke. I don't know. Like, I really don't know. And it's very weird. And it also feels like influencers a lot of the time weaponize their platform against, and I'm not even smaller at this point, but whatever, but also against smaller creators. But you know, my thing is like, you want to threaten people with, well, if I pay you, I'm not gonna tag. Bitch, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck at all. But I'm sure like smaller creators that she's like done this to, I'm sure she's done so much worse. But my thing is like, you're using your platform to get free stuff from small people. And it's like, and also my thing is too, like, you guys have no problem like crediting like brands from like LVMH and shit, but like, you guys want to give designers a hard time, and then on top of that, like, you guys want to gatekeep, and like, it's just so, I'm just so disgusted.
And it's like holding their like tags hostage because you're not giving them something when they can afford it. It's not like she can't afford it, because like no one is asking for custom clothes to be designed that like doesn't have the money to, like, what do you mean? That wouldn't even occur to me as an option to have like a custom outfit made.
Okay, yes, I agree with you, but I also think that I have seen multiple influencers that are broke and they do just rely on people giving them shit either in exchange, you know what I mean? Like, it's really, that's all they have. They're just like, okay, I either will tag you if you want to give it to me for free, because a lot of these things are really expensive. Like, for instance, if every brand we worked with, we had to buy every product and they didn't just gift it to us, that's a lot. You know what I mean? We work with a lot of different brands. It's like, yeah, we do want free things sometimes in exchange for promotion. I think that some people just take it to the next level and they're like, well, how much can I get for free? You know what I mean? And they just get greedy with it.
But also that's kind of included in the rate as well, is like the expectation that if we're promoting something, then that is factored into how much they're paying.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
And they're seeking us out, not the other way around.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not seeking someone out to make a custom outfit.
That's the thing. She's applying brand deal logic to a fucking designer that
a gift
is sewing like every piece by hand. Like, like, come on, what are you fucking doing? You're going too far.
And I think that I think influencers take advantage of a lot of brands that are smaller that think that if you do get that tag, that's going to really elevate your brand and get a lot of eyeballs on you. But when you're talking about something like a custom designer, again, like, that's not a thing that most people can afford to do or like will put their money towards. In general, advertising like a lot of luxury products to your audience, if your audience isn't all people that can afford that, it's not gonna do a whole lot. Like, the ROI for the brand that's giving you the product is not that high.
And then on top of that, coming to find out that she's been doing this since, like, somebody sent me a video from back in like 2024 of her stealing content and gaslighting people. So it's like, honestly, we really need to bring awareness to people like her and stop platforming them. And just in general, stop giving content creators and influencers shit for free unless you want to. When they come to you and ask you to do it, the answer is no. And also, this is a lesson learned from me too. Honestly, I'm never letting anybody pay me below my worth. I literally never do, like, ever. So the fact that I kind of let this one slip and then got disrespected in the process was honestly something that I got to take on the chin. But at the end of the day, I got paid, and Yeah, I mean, honestly, I feel like more people know about my brand now from her not
That's
tagging
true.
me and her saying that she made it
very
than
sad
if she
effect.
would have tagged me and credited me anyway. So
That is true. There you go. There's always a plus side. But now let's watch Yuyi's original videos that made her upset. She does have a revised caption that we'll see after we watch the video.
Please don't judge me, but this soccer cleat top is my outfit for the World Cup today. If you can't tell, I'm seeing Messi play today, which is already kind of insane, but these aren't even the craziest part. I might have actually invented something. This is a skirt made out of soccer balls. I've never seen anything like it, so I brought it to life. Let's style soccer. First challenge, how does one actually put this on? Okay, I think I figured it out. This looks so good, but it doesn't lay flat, so I think I'm gonna need something underneath. Kind of looks like an insect's eyes. There's so many ways you can wear this. We're going insect eyes. You guys, this can't be a skirt. It's a confidence test. And luckily, I'm a professional. Hear me out. Fishnets to represent the soccer net. I got gloves too. What do we think? I'm of the opinion it slays. This is a purse made out of shoes. As another option, I'm waiting on a soccer ball purse charm to attach to my clear bag and a couple other pieces I hope get here before I leave. Let me know which earrings I should do. I'm so excited for Argentina versus Cabo Verde. It's an iconic match.
You know, she had to look up what match was playing before.
Her saying, like, I might have invented something and I brought it to life. Girl, unless you are
Don't
a
worry,
seamstress,
Lily.
fuck off.
She clarified it. She said in the caption, for clarity, when I said invented, I meant that I came up with the idea for my skirt. At the time, I had not seen a soccer ball skirt before. I reached out to several people with my idea and ultimately paid hundreds of dollars to have one made for me as a normal paying customer. Stay tuned for the rest.
That's such a weird thing to say, like, to avoid crediting it. Avant-garde fashion. Fuck off.
Hashtag avant-garde fashion. Hey, I like that. That's a good hashtag. She did actually dead ass wear this outfit to the game. Like, she actually did. She shows herself at the do wearing that outfit, which I do think is a really unique choice on her part. Now, just really quickly to touch on Yuyi's past, we don't have time to cover all the people she's stolen from, but there's quite a few. We have like 4 separate examples, but we're going to be covering V. V posted, I believe her playlist is called like Surviving Yuyi or something like that. Like, she definitely went in on her, but this is her talking about her experience because she calls herself Yuyi's first victim.
Does Yuyi present herself as being like a designer or like, what is she?
No, she's just an annoying influencer who like tries different like outfit shit. Like she
wears kind of crazy stuff.
Called out for doing that like wet t-shirt look where it's like you put like a bunch of, I don't know what the liquid is, like it makes it look like it's wet, but it's not wet.
Okay.
But she was just copying another creator. So like she does like weird, interesting things, I guess, with fashion, but she's just copying people. So it's stupid.
I knew one day that the internet would come for this serial content stealer and gaslighter because I was her first ever victim. So if you haven't seen Taylor's video, she talks about how this girl, Yuyi Chua, has been building an entire platform in the hundreds of thousands of followers, often plagiarizing her content and that of other creators verbatim. And when I say verbatim, I mean word for word, mannerism for mannerism, frame for frame, verbatim, basically wearing their skin. From this plagiarized content, Yuyi has received recognition, accolades, even getting on shit like Instagram's best creators list or whatever. Where this gets real creepy is if you go through her platforms, you can see that every few months or so, Yuyi picks a new main target or victim. And she's been doing this for years. Again, how do I know this? Because I was her first ever main target / victim in 2020. And I've been quietly observing her ever since.
So she basically just like goes in like cycles of copying certain ones and then she gets bored of them and finds a new one.
Yes, exactly.
And it's not even just copying the like clothes, it's copying the way they are presenting the clothes.
Everything.
And, yeah.
Get to the receipts, shall we? Back in 2020 / 2021, I put out a viral multi-part video series called Bad Bitch Confidence Tips. And you guys might have seen it. It went super viral. In it were all my original thoughts and phrasing. I used my friend / mutual's original sound that just came out. I edited and moved into them a certain way. And I was super proud of these videos. They were one of the best manifestations at the time of my self-improvement, kind of self-love, digital big sis mission. A couple weeks later, I'm scrolling my feed and I see this. Unfortunately, she has wiped the original copies of my videos because I started DMing her and she got spooked and started changing elements and deleting videos.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Stop it, stop it, stop it.
Like, who? Why? Literally, what the fuck is the purpose?
Like, that's so stupid. Like, why wouldn't you just change it, like, even a little?
That's not even an element of the first video that I would argue is one you should copy.
Exactly. It's like, you're not copying, like, the key parts. It's like, oh, if I do this, it will perform well. It's like,
no.
That's not why it performs well. The text is almost verbatim.
Yeah, no, she copies exactly or like a hair off, but not even like a full hair.
And
like
the framing and like the, that's crazy.
Every single time. Now, the last video we'll watch, she has like 13 in this playlist if you want to check them out, but the last one we'll watch is when she shows some of her actual correspondence with Yuyi.
So after she uploads like 3 or 4 identical plagiarized videos one by one, after I post each of mine one by one, I'm like, what the literal fuck? So I go confront her in what becomes the most psycho-ass, gaslighting-ass confrontation conversation I've ever seen. So I send Yuyi's own reel to
Okay, so this is what she sent. Hey girl, I just saw this reel and wanted to ask you about it since it's word for word a TikTok I made very recently. Side note, she mentions this in a second. They were mutuals. They followed each other.
Well, of course, because she had to say
Then she says, I totally understand if you feel inspired, but everything down to the song choice is the same. It is also titled the same as my series that I now have 5 parts on. I was hoping you have an explanation for this. And since this whole episode is like on copyright and trademark and stuff, there's really not much you can do as an influencer here but call them out, because morally it's wrong, but like technically, I guess
shame
anybody
is
can
the
do
only
this.
option.
It's just weird as fuck. Exactly.
Self in an Instagram DM, and I'm like, hey girl, what this? He responds, hey, I'll be sure to credit you.
Oh, stop. So she basically is admitting it.
Yeah, she goes, I'll be sure to tag you and post inspired by you. So she's like, I didn't know you wanted me to tag you. I didn't know that.
Well, she doesn't like to tag people unless you pay her. So
what the fuck?
Inspired, and I'm like, oh, okay, so this is how it's gonna go down. I start laying into her more and say this.
She says, integrity when it comes to content creation is a thing, and it is hurtful to me for someone I considered an internet friend to blatantly replicate a content series of mine down to every single aspect of the video. Did you not expect me to see it? So like,
that is
I think that's
even more of a slap in the face. But like, she considers her like an internet friend. It's not even just like they followed each other. Like, it seems like they probably conversed before.
Remember, we are mutuals, y'all. We were also friendly and like commenting on each other's stuff and like DMing before all this.
That's fucking crazy.
I considered you an internet friend.
Crazy.
By the way, during all this, she's ignoring all my DMs and in real time posting more plagiarized videos, but tagging me this time. After I say I don't want to take this public just to make her respond, she responds with this. She says, I'm not coming to her in good faith. She mansplains to me how content creation works like a toddler. Oh my God,
not mansplaining content creation.
By definition, a woman cannot mansplain, okay? That's like not how that works, but also especially in this situation. Are you joking?
No, that's insane.
She has such an entitled air about her, which like obviously because she's like, I spent hundreds of dollars, so I don't have to tag you. And it's very obvious from everything else, but like it is insane that somebody continues to get away with this. And again, this is one example. Our researcher pulled like 4.
I feel like this is even it's like shows her character and shows that she does the same kind of shit. But like, this isn't even like, you didn't buy this from her. You're literally stealing it and using it to get followers and stuff.
I will say something interesting that I was just reading right now that our researcher included here is apparently there was a major written policy update on TikTok as of May 17, 2024, where TikTok adjusted its community guidelines to make it so that reproduced/unoriginal content without meaningful creative changes are ineligible for the For You feed. And I wonder if that's like just re-uploading of someone's content.
So it's weird that actually is coming up right now, because I had someone, I won't say who it is, but I had someone reach out to me recently that's a big creator, and they were asking me if I had any insight of like what they should try and do. And I did not, because I'm not a TikTok oh my God, I can't say it. Aficionado. I don't know that much about TikTok, obviously, and I don't have any connections to like contact people there. And I had this happen to me actually with the few times I have uploaded stuff. Basically, this person was telling me that they were getting those like this time last year posts suggested to them by TikTok, where it shows you your content from like the year prior, and then you can repost it and it posts it as like a new TikTok. But then they were getting flagged as being unoriginal content that were then getting her like account dinged, and then it was like not realizing that it was her content. So like, why wouldn't you be able to repost it?
Right. And I did, like, now I just kept reading on and it says this still mostly applies to reposting, copying clips, screen recording, stolen videos, and reused content versus like, she copied me.
Exactly. It's like how YouTube and like how we have tried to get around copyright stuff, where it's
that's
like
a shame though,
scanning
because, like,
the video.
fuck,
It's not scanning the like what the content is.
Yeah. That does suck though, that people can just like do that. And also people who don't look into it would probably just see Yuyi's video. I mean, I don't think any of them are revolutionary or my particular cup of tea, but like somebody could just see that and be like, oh, cool, she's a creative like TikToker, and not look further into it. And that
100%.
sucks for the other creators who actually came up with it.
It's crazy. I wonder, like, as AI continues to get more advanced, because like the reason they're able to say something's unoriginal and reproduced again is because it's scanning like the video, like it's going through the pixels and being like, this is identical to something that already exists on the platform. I wonder if as AI, like obviously AI is bad for a lot of reasons, but if it maybe gets advanced to the point that it can recognize if content is copying something, even if it's not like the exact same video, if it can like
transcript wise.
Yeah, transcript, and it can just like pull more of the pieces together to realize that it is a copy of someone's content and flag it for that reason.
That would be better use of it than how the ladies in my town use it, which is to poorly edit pictures of themselves and then post it on the neighborhood Facebook groups, which I really appreciate for sure.
Of course.
And then they're the same people protesting the data centers. I'm like, you guys are all idiots.
Naturally,
all of you.
yes.
I mean, ultimately, Yuyi didn't respond other than just like adjusting her caption
and move on to a new person.
Yeah, I think that's what she does. She like lays low, maybe addresses things just enough if she has to, and then just keeps it pushing. Because the more attention she brings to it, the more people know she's a fraud.
Well, and she doesn't seem like, and this is judging just off of literally what we've seen in this video. I didn't know she was before, but she doesn't seem like she's someone that necessarily has like a huge, like really engaged following that like follow her because they love her as a person and everything she does.
No.
And if she did, I think that she probably wouldn't get away with it as much because she's more just going viral for things that people like see and they're like, that's cool, rather than like liking her just as a creator, as a person.
Agreed. Well, anyway, guys, that is it for both topics. But yeah, interesting journey. All of it was about imitation, pretty much.
A lot of copyright, a lot of trademark, a lot of copying.
Well themed
recently.
Well, we love the internet.
Indeed.
Okay, fine. I'll just do a quick World Cup themed one. Apparently, from what I've heard through the grapevine, United States lost miserably.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't
Which
know.
like, whatever. But I did think this was funny. Nassim wants so badly to go to a game, but when I tell you, because they were in Atlanta, literally.
I was so confused. Weren't they in like a bunch of states?
Yeah, but to get a ticket was like $5,000. Like, for not even the greatest seats. It was pretty bad. Anyway, here it is.
Why would y'all lose and I had the outfit on? Why would y'all lose and I had the outfit on? Now I look like a fucking loser. Now I look and feel like a fucking loser.
Why would you? I mean, I just feel like the people in the back.
Even if we won, I feel like I maybe a different one.
Yeah, agreed.
I did see a lot of comments on this saying that they're not just playing, like the duck is trying to do something else, but it's a golden retriever and a duck seemingly playing, potentially.
Oh no.
Not just playing, but like.
Might be more sinister.
Not sinister, but more racy.
Oh yeah, no. I grew up around ducks. He's trying to fuck. Yeah, no,
I did. Because the golden retriever is definitely just trying to play and like.
Lily, this is a very disturbing. We love the internet. Not the duck assault.
Oh my God, it's not duck assault. No, it's funny because the golden retriever is like, it could chomp down if it wanted to.
Exactly. It's funny because the dog could absolutely obliterate that duck if he wanted to, but he is trying to hump him.
One of the comments, it's like a duck account, Rainbow Bay Duck, and it says, I'm a male duck. I'm pretty sure I know what's happening.
Well, anyway, guys, if you made it to the end, we appreciate you very much, but that is all we've got. And as always, we hope you have a wonderful week and we will see you on Saturday.
And don't forget to get your hat.
Don't forget.
I'm so excited.
How exciting.
Bye. Cheers.